Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. So it looks like Bitcoin is trying to break bullish. We need to pay attention and see where the next daily candle opens. I'm going to zoom out. First of all, right off the bat, you can see the MACD down here on the daily. We're starting to get a bullish cross. It looks like we've already got one, so that is bullish within itself. This is a very key level. If we get a daily open above 83,200, 83,300, that will be bullish. We'll be above, and again, I'll break down these levels, but we'll be above this resistance level since we topped at 109, and we'll be above this fib line, above the center of this channel, and above the center Bollinger Band on the daily. So we need to pay attention to that. I'll give you key levels that we push up. But the point of this video is bullish case versus bearish case. I'm going to cover gold. We're getting near a resistance level, and we're going to cover the DXY. DXY dropped a lot. So we have a little bit to cover here. Most importantly, if you continue up, I'm going to show you key levels if you want to scalp shorts. But if they hold above this level, you might want to hold your long. If you want to get leverage trading, guys, CoinCatcher is a great option. It's no KYC, no VPN. They're having specials, and this is 30 slots every 7 days. You deposit $1,000, you get $3,000 back to trade with. That's 30 slots every 7 days. I'll put a link up to this events page now if you want to check it out. If you deposit $500, you can get $750 to trade with, and that's 300 slots every 7 days. So do check that out. My affiliate link is down here. If you want to use that link to sign up, I'll put a link up to it now. Also, guys, if you want to learn how to trade on CoinCatch, again, if you've already, even if you know how to trade, I would watch this video. I go into detail about certain tools like trigger order versus limit order. I cover all of the tools I use to trade, so it'd be worth checking out this video. Just again, especially if you're trading on CoinCatch. So if you want to learn how to trade on CoinCatch, I'll put a link to this video now. Also, guys, LBank is offering some specials. Now, you will need to use a VPN if you're in the States, but they are no KYC. If you want to check it out, they have some specials they're offering. So I thought I would just mention this exchange. I'll put a link up to it now if you want to check it out. So let's get into this, guys. And remember, you can't get access to these live charts anytime you want. Website, all those links, everything I mentioned will be pinned in the bottom in the first comment and description. But I do want to cover these key levels. So if we zoom out, this is the D1 chart on my website. And if you will notice, you see this this green line here. Hold on, let me grab this. You'll notice this green line. This is where we topped out up around 109,000, and this has been resistance, right? So that's a key resistance level. So we are pushing above that now, but I would like to point out we have pushed above it before. Take note, we pushed above it, get a little fake out. We hit this fib channel line and the top of this channel we're going to discuss as well, and then we came right back down below. So again, it's very important that you pay attention and see if we get a daily open above 83,200. To me, that would be bullish. If you hold that, we're breaking a key resistance level. It is very possible we could push up, test resistance, then come back down as support and then push higher. But we do know this: if we get a daily open above 83,200, it's looking bullish right now. Your next resistance level is going to be this fib line right at 86,536. You know, if we kind of go sideways, there's going to be a lot of resistance. This is a resistance here, this fib line, and the top of this channel. That's around 86,960. Now we could push up. You know, we could do something like this, come back down, test support. Could be down here around 81,900. That would still be bullish, because we're above a lot of key that was resistance would now flip as support. So again, it looks bullish, but remember, this is going to be a lot of resistance up here around 86,960. Your next key resistance, but that will be even more bullish because that means we're breaking up from this channel that I've been talking about for quite a while. Right here was, remember, it was resistance. We broke into the channel, resistance, support, broke above it a bit, came back in the channel, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. So that's the top of that channel. So breaking above, again, why this could be really bullish. If we get above, which we're already above now, so a daily open above right here, right above this point, would be bullish within itself, above 83,200. If we get above the top of this channel, all right, 86,000, let's just say 87,000, that's even more bullish. That means we have a lot more upside. But watch out, see if we get a fake out and come back down below. We could come right back down below, get daily open, and then drop. But again, just giving you key levels. And as I said, we are above. Remember, I talked about this previous videos. We are above this point, so that is a level to watch as well. As I said, as long as the stock market's pushing up and we're above 81,000 and we're breaking above this key resistance level, there's no reason not to be bullish. But if we drop back below and you get a daily open below 83,200, I'd be more cautious for a possible drop. In Discord, same. I keep you all guys updated. And if you keep watching these videos, you know how accurate these charts are. And said, we came down, we hit this literally to the dollar. That was your support. Your next resistance level is 81,000 up to, and there's a lot of resistance here, and I'm going to discuss this as well. Anyways, we pushed up. We're going to discuss gold as well. We're nearing a resistance level. The Dow, I mentioned in the previous video, the Dow was bullish. We came down, we hit this ring. Obviously, Trump paused tariffs for 90 days. That made the markets push up. Coincidentally, once we hit this blue ring, we pushed up. I said if we stay above this orange ring, that is bullish. Your next resistance for the Dow is pretty high up. I have it all the way up around 42,327. Obviously, markets are going to be closed over the weekend, and there's going to be some sideways fluctuation. There's going to be some crazy movements through the weekend, I'm sure. But we'll have to see what happens with the Dow next week. But again, the Dow is looking bullish, and markets are pushing up. Now, gold, this is going to be interesting. Now I have altcoin charts and Bitcoin charts, and also have precious metals. But I would like to point out, you notice these lines going in this direction. Let me take this off and make this white so you can see it. So this is gold, and you take note these levels right here. Notice this is a fib channel, guys. So notice every time we hit one of these lines, we get a rejection. All right, and notice this one up here. We came up, we almost made contact with it. We got. That was a rejection. Again, guys, this is gold. We came down 10%. We're getting very close to the next fib channel line above. And again, if you respect the fib channel lines below, we're going to respect the ones above. So if you are playing gold and you're looking for a point to short or take some profit, it's up to you. I'm just showing you that this is the next level, right around 3,269. If we get above that and hold support, well, then we're more than likely headed up to the next resistance level is 3,530. But if we get rejected around 3,264 with gold, your next support level is going to be down around 3,081. If we break that, then your next support level is going to be around 2,867. But pay attention, this is the next fib line above. And this gold chart has been very accurate. So if you see a rejection of 3,264, maybe the US dollar start pushing up. I don't know. I just know that this is a key resistance level. So if you play gold, just pay attention to 3,264 as a possible point to get rejected. Hold above that as support. We're going to go much higher. This is the daily chart, and let me check. We are above. We are way above. So the central Bollinger Band on the daily is 83,263. Let's see here. 83,263. Okay, so we are above the central Bollinger Band on the daily. Let me give you hourly. And if you watched the last video, I told you this was your support level. Right down here on 76,000, we held support. And we are pushing up. So your next support level, just below critical support, is around 80,576. We are now pushing above a resistance level. This is just a trend line price is respecting, but we're pushing above this fib. This has been a lot of support. Well, a lot of support. We broke it. It was resistance. We're testing it now. So we're teetering on 83,000. Let's just say 83,900, 84,000. So I'm going to make that gray because that's the point we're watching. Your next resistance level above is going to be 86,000. Again, this is the hourly. These would be points to scalp. Very strong resistance is going to be 89,000. When we get above that, your next strongest resistance level is going to be up around at 94,000. So these are your levels to play on the hourly. But your most important level, guys, if it looks like we're pushing up, it's like we're breaking above this point. Hopefully we don't get a fake out. But do watch, pay attention. If we hit 86,000, again, 86,500 up to 87,266, we could more than likely get a rejection at that point. Come back down. If we break above that, that would be very bullish. But again, your next resistance level above that is up around 90,700. And then again, guys, 93,000, 94,000, I'm getting resistance on a lot of different charts. So if we get one major pump, those are targets to watch. And remember that scenario I said, if we just continue to push up, I will short this ring. I'll keep you posted if we push up that high. It is a possibility. We'll have to see what happens. These tariffs are on pause. But again, I will definitely open a scalp short around 93,000, 94,000. But again, we still need to see if we hold above 83,200. Next daily open above that is bullish up to 87,000. We get above 87,054 of the daily open, we bullish up to 90K. And then once we get to that point, I imagine we're probably definitely headed to 93, 94,000. Let me go through a couple of these other charts. So you have your hourly. So this is that green line that I was showing you here. When I zoom out, you see this green line right here that's been our resistance. This is on the simple version of that chart. You can see that, you know, this has been resistance, but we've had wicks above. So we need to pay attention and see if this is a fake out. But you can see why 93,000 to 93,000 right here to 94,000 is going to be a lot of resistance. If we zoom out, you can see why. This was our resistance back here on April 2021. Resistance at what, 64,000. It was resistance again in November around 65,500. That became support through here, then flipped as resistance. So you can see, and we have that yellow macro trend line. So again, if we push up, that is going to be a lot of resistance. If we hit the green line, that's around 93,500. I need to extend this out. You know, so 93,558, that's going to be a lot of resistance. And it's kind of a horizontal line, so you know that target's around 93,200. If we get above that, we could get a rejection on 94,525 depending on you make contact. But that's a lot of resistance. If we hold above that, guys, if we hold above 94,500 or 93,000, then it's very possible that third scenario I mentioned could come into play. We'll just keep pushing up, pushing up, pushing up, and we make contact with this ring. That would be the point you'd want to go short, and that would play out exactly like that previous ring. Because remember I said we dropped, what, 12% on that previous ring? We dropped about 12%. That's exactly what happened last time. And then we pushed up. That is this ring right over here. We dropped exactly 12%. We held support, and then we pushed up. Made contact with the ring. We pushed up 91%. So it is possible if we continue up. We're already pushing above this point now. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm just letting you know the key levels I'm paying attention to. Above 94K, then we're probably going to put a new all-time high at this ring. Let's go on to, now this is something else I want to point out. This is the CME futures chart. Now we filled all the gaps above and all the gaps below. So, you know, price is just pretty much following the markets right now. But I would like to point out, let me move this out of the way. You can see this white line right here. I'm going to make this yellow so it stands out. So if you will notice, this is currently our supports, all right? It was support here, support all through here, and here, and here, and now that is currently our resistance. And that is right at the point we're at right now. So we're coming up to test, this as resistance, which previously was support. Let me just grab another arrow tool here. So again, all right, so get rid of that. So this was support, 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 and you can see now this is our resistance. So that is a key level to pay attention to and give you a price label. That's why I'm saying we're at a very critical level right now. So if we get above and hold, you know, 83,000, 84,000, we know we're going much higher. If we cannot get above this point and we get rejected, all right, we could come all the way back down to possibly 68,000, maybe 70,900, because that is an export level below, and you can clearly see that here. This was support all through here, support all through here. So if we come down and we get rejected from this yellow line, well, your next support level will be this red line right here. Again, this is a CME chart. You can access on my website. The DXY, so the dollar has been dropping. We actually dropped below $1. It was 99.063. We are pushing back up, and that's why I'm saying pay attention to gold, because it's very possible we could get a rejection here. Now, again, I'm not saying gold's going to crash. I'm just saying if we hit 3,264, you know, now up to that point might be a great point to maybe take some profit or open a short. It's up to you. If you do get above 3,264, obviously because gold's going to go much higher than DXY will drop. But currently you can see gold, the US dollar is pushing up. So your resistance right now to pay attention to is around 100.34. If that becomes support for the dollar, then your next resistance level to pay attention to is 102. The next support level below I have for the dollar DXY is 97.39. Next key resistance level above is 104. So pay attention to the US dollar and do pay attention to gold, because if people are freaking out, about these tariffs, gold's pushing higher and higher, but at some point we're going to get a retrace, and I do think 3,264 is when gold is going to get a retrace. But if we do hold above that, I'd watch 3,530. That pretty much covers your key targets. But again, just want to emphasize how important these levels are. And if you do listen to what I'm saying, if price, we've got 5 hours and 47 minutes for the next daily candle open. So if price comes back down below, let's say 83,000, we get a daily open below that point. To me, that would be bearish, especially if we come back down like 82,700. Daily open around that area, that would be bearish. That means this is just a fake out, all right? A daily open above, all right, 83,180 around the area would be bullish, because look at all of this previous resistance flipped as support. You have, let's see if I can do this here. You had this fib line, all right? There was a lot of support, all right, that flipped as resistance that now will be support. You have the center Bollinger Band on the daily. That's now going to be support. You have this trend line that we've been rejected at repeatedly since 109,000. That will become support. And you have the center of this channel, this red dotted line, that's going to be support. And again, that's a lot of resistance flipped as support. So that's why I'm saying a daily open above this point would be bullish, but watch to see if it's a fake out. If we drop back down and get daily open below, then we're probably headed lower. But if we do get a daily open below above 83,180, again, your next point to scalp a short or long to is going to be up around 86,900 to 87,000. And again, if we shot straight up, you probably would get rejected around 86,382. And if we pushed above that, it'd be 87,374. But again, just going where these intersect, that's around 87,000. Next resistance level above, and this will be respected. You can see there's been a lot of support and resistance. That's the next fib line above. But that is even more bullish, because if we break above 87,000, like I said before, we're breaking above this channel. And then I think we're definitely headed to 94,000. And if we get above that, then I already showed you on this chart here why I believe that if we get above this point, that is going to be very bullish, at least up to our test, our previous, at least a new all-time high. And I do think it will make when we make contact with this ring. And if you notice how this ring is, the further out we go, the higher we can go. I mean, if price comes way out, if price pushed up today, we make contact with that ring at around 105,000. If it's way out here and we push up, we make contact with that ring around 141,000. But I do believe what will play out, if we continue up, it'll be the same thing that happened like at this previous ring here. We dropped 12%, found support, we pushed up, made contact with the ring, and that's when we started consolidating and moving down. And that could play out. I mentioned this in previous videos, but we're at critical resistance. We get above that, we hold a support on the daily, we're looking bullish. So, but remember, it'll be the weekend in the US, or here, so Bitcoin can just be a lot of volatility. All I can do is give you the key levels to pay attention to, guys. So I don't want to repeat myself. Go back and watch this video again if you need those key levels, but they're right here. To me, a daily open above 83,180 is bullish to 86,950. If we get a daily open above that, then we're definitely bullish up to at least 94,500. And again, I showed you that on this chart here. And if we get above that, then I think we're testing this ring above. But we could get rejected and come back down. Just want to show you why those levels are so important. Again, if you want to take advantage of the specials with CoinCash, guys, this events page will be pinned in the first comment description, as well as LBank if you want to check them out as well. That's it, guys. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.